Welcome to Factorio Reverse Megabase. My name is Nila, so this is episode 33 of our Let's Play campaign. So, I must say, I absolutely love this community here, because where else could I be struggling with an advanced train setup and then go to bed, and when I wake up in the morning, I have just blueprints and basically postdocs and dissertations about balancing and blueprints and all of these things. So I've been I'm looking through a lot of the ideas, a lot of the comments. I really appreciate it. I must say that many of them are not as good as ideas as they seem, because, well, it may seem like I am a complete blundering noob when it comes to trains, but actually I do know a thing or two. So many of the suggestions were actually not really helping, especially not the more advanced ones. So in this episode, we are just going to wrap up the topic of how to do the trains, and then we're going to get started with the green circuits. Okay, famous last words. I'm just going to quickly revise my train system, and then we'll move on with the project, right? So a quick revision. Now, there was one really good suggestion that I liked, and then I implemented and tested, and then I found out that it had shortcomings as well. So I got this really cool little setup with supposedly a solution. The idea here is, for this one, is that you can see that these are active, and then they close, and then when a train leaves, only where there's room for it, will it open up for them to come in. So now when they're all equal. Basically, when one of the trains are out, only the one that has a deficit will be able to get it in here. It's pretty neat, and I implemented it because I thought it would work. So I implemented it, and it doesn't work, because this is one of the reasons why it doesn't work. For example, here for copper, there's simply too many trains going in here to the copper. You can see this one, for example, and that one. There are now 4 here and 2 here. So these ones are open. Yes, they should be. But it would be much nicer if these additional ones, the ones that are stuck here and here, would go over to these locations. And that's the one that I've always been struggling with, like trying to sort of go like, yeah, this is why I need this. And I think that the one suggestion that many people have suggested it, and I've been thinking about it myself, is that the easiest way is just to say each of these locations get a fixed amount of trains, and that's it. So I'll have a load 1 and a load 2, and that's how we're going to do it. The challenge here is that I want the trains, when they're coming back, I want them to be able to see if there are any open slots. If so, go in there. If there are no open slots, then go to the one where there's least in the stacker, and that's just not very simple to do. So I'm sure it can be done, but I also don't think it's worthwhile in a big base to do something that is overly complicated. So the KISS principle is, in effect, keep it simple, stupid, and that is, let's make sure that they have some dedicated trains for each location. They'll still be variable where they can go, but they will be dedicated at each location. Currently, I have 16 iron and 16 copper trains. I should have 20 of each, so that I can potentially fill up all of these, and then we'll just let it go. There is, however, the edge case is that, for example, for copper 1, all the trains that go out there will be assigned exclusively to the slow unloads, and all the ones that go from copper 2 will be assigned to this fast unloads, which means that there will be much more draw on one than the other. But if I use up all the trains, then they won't be able to go out, and the other ones will be demanded. So I think it'll be self-balancing, and it cannot get stuck at all. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So let me do that, and then we'll revert, and then we can get started on the next challenge. And we're back. We are now here, and what I've done is most efficiently seen from here. I have now 10 trains dedicated to load 1, inbound, and then stacker. So stacker is basically first go to stacker, then go to load 1, and then go to any of the inbound stations here. Same with the 2, and same with iron 1 and iron 2. I should do the same for steel, but it's not as urgent. I'll just basically take those 10 here for the steel and just rename them as well. So that should be super simple. And what we're seeing now is nicely, easily stack up here, and on the other side also. This one is stacking up nicely. This one is stacking up nicely, and this one is stacking up nicely. So we've solved the problem. And how do we solve it? Not by going to a more complex solution, by going to a more simple solution. I don't think there are honestly any detriments to the solution, aside from my own pride of just being like, oh, it's just one big mess of trains and they can go anywhere. Yeah, well, maybe that was a bit too fancy for our own good. But we are now onwards to the next challenge, and the next challenge is going to be green circuits. Green circuits, in rough numbers, we need 1,653, and that is included into all the things that we need. That is basically for red circuits, for electric engines, for robot frames, for the inserters for the green signs, for blue circuits, for productivity modules, for radars for the satellite, for solar panels for satellite, and for the speed modules that go into the rocket control units. So all of that, and then I divided by 45 to get a sense of how many. 36 is an awful number because I like 32, or more specifically I like 16. So we are going here and just see if I can get my late game circuits. And so we are going to take a look at how we want to do this. That's an awful lot of not green things. This is the green thing, right? Yep, that's a green thing. It's green. And I will need to get some power here. Here. That did not work. Okay, so now it's working, and I need to take these off. If anyone notices something odd, then be sure to let me know in the comment section. It's a secret thing. No one will ever know. There. So this one is per second. Yes, please. 46. That's going to be called 45. This is 45 per second. So if it's 45, they also have to remember that it's actually slightly less. So basically the easy thing of this one is to say, I'm going to get 16 belts in, I'm going to get 16 belts out. But I might actually be able to say, if I get 16 belts in, if I could split that into, let's say, 20, then I might actually get 20 belts out. But, you know, on the other hand, I can't convert 20 belts to anything. So this is going to be 16. It's going to be 16 belts in, 16 belts out, right? I don't think we want anything more than 16 inbound, 16 outbound. It just doesn't make sense for us. Now, how are we going to do this? This is going to be different from the other builds because we are going to need 2 loading stations and 1 unloading station, or sort of, no, 2 unloading stations and 1 loading station. And how are we going to deal with potential stackers? We're going to have 2 trains in for everything. So I think the first thing we want to do is basically just say this one, just let's see how big it is. There, that's going to be 4, that's going to be 8, and that's going to be 16. Boom. So it's a pretty decent size. It's slightly broader than that one, but it's still very small compared to how our train inputs and outputs are going to be. So train inputs, well, I think the obvious output would be having a train line on the side for output. Yeah, you know what? I just feel a bit like an idiot because I made it way too close. I need to go up. I just need to be not afraid of going a bit further out than. So yeah, this one, just take it out and just go way further out here. You don't need to see that. So we'll just jump to when this one is done. So here we are. We have now gotten some more space. I am thinking that we want to have 2 trains in here, and I'm going to put some train lines in here, just a regular unloading station like this. Although this is not a good enough unloading station. Where do we have a good unloading station? I think that for copper for the... Here, that is a good unloading station. That's probably what we want to have for stuff like this. There, that's a good one. So that is an unloading of copper quickly. Quickly copper. And so here we have 16 lanes, and they're going to go into 16 lanes. Do we need to do a balancer first? Because 16 in, 16 out should be balanced to start with, right? That doesn't really seem like... And I'm also using the same principle here. Nope, I am actually balanced. You know what? Space is a cheap commodity here, so I think we're going to balance it. this is going to be the middle, and somehow this has super fallen out of fashion for me. I don't like this. I mean, it doesn't do anything. There's nothing wrong with it, but I also just don't really just care for it. Much rather have light here. There. So I want here, and I want the one that designates the middle. And the one that designates the middle should be the one we use to guide us with. And we're not done yet. We're going to take some of these latter ones here, and I want to just align it such as this. Oh. Yeah. Right. Sorry, this one's out. And I'm going to take one of these, just to... Yeah. And let's see. This one should have one in the middle. Yeah, I think that's the middle one. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's right there. It even has the gathering towards a bouncer, so that's good. That one. But you know what? I don't think this is how I want it either. Yeah, I don't want this. I want these 16 to be pure and raw and awesome, and it's gonna go collect into the middle, then it's gonna go to the side, and it's gonna be really weird. It's gonna take like for a ton of space. Okay, hold on. Let's start with the stuff that's most important, because this is gonna be looking awesome. I am from this side gonna have 1, 2, 3, 6, 8. 16 lanes in of copper, and I'm gonna have from the other side 16 lanes in of iron. So obviously this one goes in and goes here, and this one goes in and goes here, and then the issue is just how do we balance it out. I'm sure it can be done, right? And how did I do this? How did I do this? Because this one should be now coming from the other side. There will be some balancing, right? How does this one get here? It doesn't. And then that one goes here. I can't remember this. Let me just try a few things, and then I'll see what it could look like. All right, I think this is how we are going to do it, and basically it'll work by getting these out, and basically having these jump over each of them like this, and getting each one in here. And that is the copper coming in, and the iron coming in is coming in from this side, which is not going to be as continuous as I'd like it to be, because, well, that one has to come in here. So it's basically copper takes precedent here and always takes the advantage getting in here, and then the iron will just have to jump over, under, and do whatever it can. There. And then the idea is this one will then be the iron coming in, and this one here will be the iron coming in, and this one here, iron coming in, this one here, iron coming in. And then of course it'll involve quite a few leaps and bounds here. And even having this middle one is kind of useless, but it does kind of look better. Could also leap it over these three instead of over the other ones. No, this is fine. So this is what we're gonna do. Let's build the whole damn thing. That might just take a bit of time. And that's it. That's what it's gonna look like. I think that's gonna be good, but it will need some more space than what we have right now, what we've allocated. So I'm gonna take this one out as well. It's gonna be copper, and yeah, take this out and just go maybe like that. And what I need at this point is I kind of want to do this. So my options are, I'm going to get one of these bouncers. We are going to go to the big one, the 16. Someone just flashes a big one soon. There we go. 32 by 32. Well, not quite there yet. So this one can either be done like that. Then it's quite clear that things come in from the side. And then I should have side loading instead. That might actually be better. Right? I'm just also going to have to remember that whatever way they come out, they have to come out in and out of one location. So that might actually be more important than this. So whatever happens, this one will have to get both iron, copper inbound and green circuits outbound. So I'm going to have to be able to split it pretty efficiently, I guess. And therefore, like, if I get them on various different sides, it's not really going to be beneficial. But if I get iron and copper inbound here, and then green circuits out here, then I can bring it in from this side and basically have like 2 lanes here, and then a bit of a stacker thing here. And then I like the idea of copper going this way, iron going that way, and then they merge in. That would mean that I would take this. That means I could build it something like this, right? This one would be like the... No, actually, that would be the best location. It'll take an awful lot of space, but you know, that could actually be... Well, this is more difficult with the new belt laying mechanics. There's a lot of things we have to just get used to that are we used to be able to do, but now it's prevented because it's usually when you do it, it's a mistake. All of these have to be clicked now. I can't just drag it. Yes. So that's inbound. Good. And the other inbound will then be corresponding on the other side. That's going to be a bit more difficult though. Because it can't be on the inside as easily. I don't think so, at least. Like, I'd like this to be here. That would be awesome. But that's just obviously not the case because you can already see that the copper would be intersecting with it easily. But it would be nice. But it would be nice. It would be nice. And then I can just be forced to go out here or forced to go further down. But even this would mean that I can't get the coal or the iron inbound on the line that intersects. It has to unfortunately be out here. And then I might want the other one to be out there as well, just because. Yeah, this one hasn't been decided where it's supposed to be. These are deconstructed from each other. There. What's your problem? That one. Okay, there. And I think we can use this thing, the majority of this thing at least. That one. Rotate and then F. There. Pretty close. That looks weird. Is that intentional? Maybe? I guess? Yeah, sure. It's intentional. Okay, and this one is still not coupled to anything. So what we need to do is take this corner. Oops, not take it out, but get it in here. How is this not working? Because I'm missing one, right? I'm missing that one. There. And we can rotate it again. And that will be from the other side here. Take that out, and that goes F. And that's the location. So now what I can and maybe should do is figure out how to align this so that these can go up. I mean, this is linked here, or hard-coded at that location. So the easiest would be like just start flipping them like this. And that would mean the whole thing here would have to be flipped 1, 2, 3, 4 down. I guess that's an option. We'll do it. Don't care about moving things a few tiles. I will gladly do it for your sake. Although, now I moved it one direction. What about the other direction? Yeah. Yeah, about that. Because I need to figure out where the middle is, and the middle is this one. There. So it has to be like this, but then figure out where the hell is the middle of this damn thing. I think I need more of these. Even if they go up here and prevent it from being placed. There. So I think this 1, 2, oh, man. I think that might be the middle. Right? Yeah, there's 8 on either side. So I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna put it back in here. Why is transport belt in the way? That's weird. Should be doable to do all of this. Alright, I'm just gonna wait for this one to be done, and then we'll see if it's better or worse than before. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like right now, and the next one I want to figure out is how we're going to get the other way, because that's going to be the next challenge. This is actually not going to be a turn, because it's not turning into this one, it's turning down into something later on. So we're going to build basically this thing again, except it has to be here. Well, no, it can't turn. Here? Maybe it can turn? I don't think so. I don't know. It can turn. Good. Yep. So the question is, can I just take this thing? And not you. And then flip. Damn, I like the flipping. I like the flipping. That's so nice. And we're going to take this one as well. I know that there was a mod for it before, but you know, when there's a mod for it, that's always a mod for things. But there's also something to be said about having things as vanilla features. Just makes it more accessible to everyone. And you can also just expect people to use it, and then I don't have to explain all the time why am I using this feature and what am I going to do here. I think that one is kind of important. Yeah. And I think that one's also kind of important. So what could we do? We could do something like this. That would actually be even. And then this one. And then this one. Almost. That is a lot of belts. And they're going to be full because they're all going to be consuming significantly less than a full belt. So this is going to be good and I like it. I'll take out here. This one will go up because that's going to be where we get the power into the build. Come from here. And yeah, okay. Just whatever. That's it. I'm going to go up on the north side because that's where we're going to get the outbound from. Let's get all of these out. Don't want to see those. And then we basically have to make a loading station like this. It's beautiful. It's not necessarily efficient. Well, it is actually. So for anyone who says, this is stupid, you bring it out to one side and then you bring it all the way back. This one has to go over there. Actually, it doesn't. I could bring all of it in the middle and then bring it all out, but then I wouldn't be able to have like this systematic way of sort of getting it flowing. And I really like that. It is super beautiful once it's working. So I will do a train here, but first we are going to grab this thing and do something like this with it, right? That's actually not good enough. It's close to something like this we do want. I want it to be absolutely on this one. There. That is as close as we can make this one. And now we need to branch out to a train station that we'll need to build as well. Oops. So let's find a good station that can absorb a full 16 lanes. What could that be? What could that be that we want to absorb full 16 lanes of inbound? I don't think we have anything that's really eating 16 full lanes. This isn't eating a lot, yes, but I think that might be a loading station. We could do this as loading station. It's pretty good, right? Maybe actually, because what if we compare it to this? Then are the tracks at the same location? No, they're not. I'm disregarding the tracks. Okay. Would that be an option? And then make sure that I get that in the middle here. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't like. Why is this not consistent? I'm pretty sure I did this deliberately. Like 1, 2, no. 1, 2, 3, and that's then 2. Yeah, I guess I can't put it in quite in the middle. What about the loading station? Is that the same? No, it's not. Okay, so I'm being super inconsistent about this, so don't care. What I am going to be consistent about is the location of this one. So that is that's not going to change. So let's put it here just so that everyone knows that's where it's going to be. And you can move things in and out around it, but you cannot change. Yes, and don't like this, and that goes there. Now all of this has to be changed. I think it's easier to just take this out and then go on. X. And then draw it from here and then go up to the same location. Just put it back. And of course all of these are incorrect, but they're going to be incorrect anyway because I'm not going to bring it in from the top. I'm going to bring it in from the bottom, so it's going to be different anyway. And we need to get this one in. What would be... I know that someone said that I actually didn't need to do it this way. And the other thing is, if I have 16 lanes, does that 16 lane go into one train station or 2 train stations? I would like to put it into 2 train stations for the simple fact that I can then more easily... Okay, how do I say this? I can then more easily have 4 more trains available immediate for go out. So if in a steady state there are more trains that can go out immediately. If I have to fill up the trains, even if I fill it up with 16 lanes, then if two stations request shortly after each other, I might not have enough trains available. I might have enough on average, but not available for right at that moment. Yes, so that's why I'm going to do this. Good. Good thing I sorted that out with myself. And that one. It's going to be here. And I know I don't want this, but I need it to figure out where the intersections are. There, yes. That was important. This one goes in. And the other one goes up there. Yep. Let's deconstruct all of this. Not going to be working. And instead reconstruct this one. Take these out. This one, this one. There. Now I can take it, including the... But here, that one, that one, that one. And then it's a repeatable pattern. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. That looks right. I'm just going to take these intermediates out because they don't belong here. And though they do belong to one location, like 1, 2, the last one is actually important. Good. Yep. And then I need one more of these to be positioned right there. Autosave means subscribe. Yeah, so if you're new on the channel and you're watching some of this, then I expect a lot more Factorio on the channel, as well as some other games that we're playing these days. But Factorio is the main thing, so if you're interested in Factorio, I would recommend subscribing to the channel so you can keep up with new things that come out. Master classes every Thursday, reviews of bases and my Let's Plays, ongoing Let's Plays, and of course also the summaries of my ongoing Twitch series, where I'm going to take all the things we've learned from this one and apply them to a much grander scale. That one will be called... Now we're going to call this Load 1. I have to remember that that's the name right now. Good. So we got all of this, and I think it works. Let's take this one. I can just do that. You don't need to watch me do this. And here we go. We have now built the outbound side. I think it works. And how about giving it a little test? I like this a lot. Except for the one that's called iron copper, which is actually iron inbound. So we can change that easily. There. So what I'm going to do is I am going to hook up some train stations, some fake trains, and I'm going to do that exclusively because I want to see the whole thing working, so you can see it working. I mean, there's nothing like just building a nice big fat design and what the hell are we doing? Look at these, they are not snapping. How are they not snapping? Yeah, we want to build a nice design and then we actually want to see it in action. Anything else? Boring. That one is good. And I will... Why did I actually... Oh, I did this because I want to make sure that it removes unfiltered name. So it doesn't fill up. So it'll go on and on forever and ever while I test it. And we'll test a throughput and we'll test everything. And I'm basically going to build 3 of these. I think that's the intention. I'm going to get this one for the iron first because it's slightly further away. I'm going to try to see if we can get a nice just flowing belts. That is always so rewarding to get the flowing belts right here at the tail end of an episode. It's a great way to end, just seeing the belts flow. here, and we'll get some of the fake drains. And are you guys ready? Because here we go. Here we go. That's gonna be iron ore coming in. I did it the wrong way. I should have started with the ones that were further away. So I'm gonna start with the ones that are further away for here. That one will be copper. There. Let's just enjoy the beauty of these flowing belts. And if that hasn't deserved a like and a subscription, I don't know what I can do to get you to subscribe to the channel. All right, let's see if we actually get something else. We can do a look at the theoretical maximum now. When are the first ones coming out? They should be coming out. Well, are they coming out in the middle? Because these ones get copper first, these ones get iron first. But in the end, they'll all be stuck. There we go. The first ones are coming in or out. And only when this belt is completely saturated everywhere can we expect to see a saturated outbound as well. And this one is, according to sort of the new multi-threading implementation of belts, this should be very effective actually, because we have full belts in, full belts out, once it's saturated of course, which should be very efficient and in terms of updates. So this might look a bit crazy and over the top, but it should actually be super efficient UPS wise. And they are now starting to be full lines of green getting in there, and the trains are being filled up. That looks absolutely amazing. It was a bit longer episode, but we'll see if I can cut it down to size. I will see you guys in the next episode as we start implementing it and then throw it into the base and then hooking up some trains to it, so we now have also green circuits fully automated. Then we can look at red circuits. We can look at now red circuits and plastic and stone. Those are the other things we need outside, and then we have the purple signs to move on with. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay effective.